go. Hello, Isabella.
Hello.
And hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today. We have another exciting community connections, a very special community connections for us. We have a couple guests that we're going to introduce in a second. But with a few introductions from ourselves. Again, welcome to the ELLICSR Kitchen, part of the Cancer Rehabilitation and Survivorship Program at the Princess Margaret Cancer Center. My name is Jeremy Capone. I am the wellness chef. I'm joined as always by the amazing Daniela Bedini. Hello.
Hello, Jeremy. I love how he says my name, that Italian accent, right?
Of course.
Yes, welcome everyone. It's a very special one today. It's also our April, can you believe it? Springtime. I don't know where you are, but it's sunny here.
Is it?
It's sunny outside. It's a little bit cold.
Yeah.
It's a little bit cold, but no snow
here.
So that's good.
Right.
That's
good.
good.
Change for April.
Yeah. Do you want to introduce our guests?
Yeah. So special class today. We have two special guests. These two amazing culinary nutrition management students from George Brown College. They are two of my students that are completing their externship/internship here with us at Cancer Rehab and Survivorship with our ELLICSR Kitchen program. And I'm going to introduce them in a second. They will be taking you through 3 delicious recipes that they have prepared all around simple, nutritious, or comfort cooking.
Healthy twist on favorite foods.
Love it. Healthy twist on favorite foods. And some new recipes for me, some new ingredients. So I'm really, really excited to share these recipes with you. And I know that they're probably anxious to get up here as well. So again, big round of applause for our amazing guests to start off.
Join us.
Yeah, Shima. We're going to go Shima to start off with the first recipe.
Hi everyone and welcome to today's class. My name is Shima and I'm very excited to share one of my delicious appetizer recipe from my hometown. I'm from Iran.
Yeah. I'm very excited for this recipe. When you mentioned it, my palate was already watering. So I'm very excited to see how it comes together.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Awesome.
Are we going to jump into the recipe or introduce Kobe as well?
Kobe's waiting. He's got a couple
he's going to wait.
So we're going to introduce him in a second. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so we'll jump into it.
So let's get started. For this dish, I want to use pomegranate molasses. That is a thick, dark, tangy flavor that is come from boiling pomegranate juice. And you can find that pomegranate molasses in every grocery stores. Yes?
Yeah, well, because my medication told me to avoid pomegranate.
Oh.
So what should I replace it with?
What about pomegranate juice?
Anything.
Anything
related.
Yeah. So what can we replace instead for like that tangy, sweet and sour flavor?
You can use lemon juice and a little bit of honey. I think that's a good option.
Yeah.
So I'll just repeat that for people at home because it is actually one of the points that I had. And there are some foods, yes, and pomegranate kind of falls in the same realm as grapefruit in that it can interact with some of the medications that people are getting with treatment, and so they do have to avoid it. So the question was, what can we use instead of pomegranate? And your answer was lemon juice and a little bit of honey.
A little bit
of honey to give that mix.
Yeah. Because the taste of the pomegranate molasses is sour and sweet together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can use lemon juice and honey. You can find that in international section of every grocery stores like Farm Boy or anyone. But in case if you can't find them, you can mix pomegranate juice with honey and a little bit of lemon juice. I choose this dish because that is very nutritious, very delicious, and also easy to make. Appetizer or side dish that is originally from north of the Iran, which is my hometown. Yeah.
Did you pronounce it yet? Did you
No,
see
she
the
didn't.
name of it?
No,
Okay, all right.
I want to pronounce
Okay,
that.
I was
They
excited.
call that Zeytoon, Parvardeh, or marinated olives. I know this is so hard to pronounce that.
I'm
You
gonna
try.
try.
You
Yeah.
try.
Are you gonna try?
Yeah, that's right. So Zeytoon,
Zeytoon.
Parvardeh,
Parvardeh, yeah.
Zeytoon,
Zeytoon.
Parvardeh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna practice.
Yeah.
Parvardeh. Zeytoon Parvardeh. Okay, and that's
Yeah.
marinated olives
Marinated olives, yeah.
with fresh mint and cilantro.
And cilantro.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
For this dish, I use pitted green olives, but you can find black olives or any kind of olives. If that is more oily, that's become better. So let's jump to the recipe. Yeah.
I have a fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm a dietitian, but I didn't really know this. Did you know that olives are stone fruits? They fall into the stone fruit family? Yeah? Yes?
I guess it makes sense because of the pits.
Exactly, like mangoes, cherries,
Yeah.
and peaches. I did not know
I didn't know they did.
that. So that's my fun fact.
Even just the fact that it's a fruit is
Yeah,
could be a
right?
bit surprising too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like avocado, maybe
Yeah,
the
true.
fat in it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So
So
you're starting off with the walnuts. So walnuts are a key component, I guess, to this dish.
exactly the key component, and also you can grind the walnuts into the food processor, but yeah.
Okay,
No problem.
so we'll reveal a little bit of behind the scenes.
Uh-huh.
So Shima suggested, yes, use a food processor or like a mini food chopper
Yeah.
like this, right? If you have one of these at home, great way because you're trying to get it pretty fine.
Pretty fine, exactly. Yeah.
So this would be easier. Because Shima was one of my past students, I don't know, okay, you know what, maybe someone from the college is watching, so we better show them how to do it with the knife. Right? Would you
Oh my
actually
gosh,
do a
you're
fantastic
doing an
job?
awesome job.
Great job, yeah.
Do we have
Maybe
the
because I
remote
was one
to
of her
do a
teachers.
close-up?
Yeah,
my
of course,
favorite
yeah,
remote.
I've got it for sure.
We're gonna get a
Yeah, so you can use a food processor. So your food processor.
Yeah.
If you're not super comfortable with your knife, that's probably an easier way to go about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I like your technique. So go back to chopping. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So this is what we would call sort of a rock chop. The reason I like it is because not only is Shima able to go over her ingredients pretty easily, but notice her other hand is in a safe proximity to the blade of the knife. So one hand is holding the handle, the other hand is resting on top of the back of the knife. That way, as she's going through comfortably, she is not at risk of cutting herself. So especially if you're not super comfortable with cutting, I think that's a wonderful technique. that you're
Yeah.
showing.
And I also yesterday I used this technique for my garlic and parsley and cilantro. This is very safe technique. So
Yes, great. Yes, for herbs as well.
yeah, for this dish you just need one big bowl to mix everything together. This is so easy.
What I like about it, it's a no-cook recipe.
No
too,
cook
right?
recipe, vegan, no cook.
You're just
And
sort of
we-
assembling.
Yeah.
And we heard from our audience members already, right? Wink, wink, that some of them weren't really interested in cooking. So assembly might work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can buy walnuts already chopped, which
Yeah.
might be a little bit easier too. You are looking for a little bit finer like you have here,
Yeah,
but I guess even if it's a little coarser, that would still be okay.
it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right.
So now I'm gonna add my olives in there.
Now you chose green olives. Is it
Green
traditionally used?
Traditionally we use green olives, but it was so large. I chopped them a little bit to small pieces.
Okay.
I think that's better.
Can you use other olives for this dish?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But the green olives, the taste is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shima will
I
find you.
prefer green olives, but
Yes.
you can.
There was a
Yes.
question.
I actually, one of the questions Jeremy already asked, like there's two different olives, right? Usually, that one we will have that. So you said it's the green one tastes better. Okay, I got that. And And how about the walnuts? So, what if I don't have walnuts? What else? Or can I replace it with some other nuts? And what kind of nuts I should replace it with?
So the question is, if you don't have walnuts,
Yeah.
what for everyone at home? What other nuts can you use instead?
If you don't have any walnuts, you can use cashew, pine nuts, and other kind of nuts. But for the pistachio, I don't think so. Yeah, the good option is pine nut or cashew. I think, and also the almond. The good option to change the recipe. Yeah, and also I add olives in there, garlic, mashed garlic. But you can buy any kind of mashed garlic in the stores.
So
Oh, I can smell.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Were you
can
gonna say
really
that?
smell the garlic. Yeah. So my mouth is watering. You mentioned before too, but maybe Daniela could speak to us as well, because of all of these sort of like sweet and sour and tangy flavors. For someone who maybe has loss of appetite or taste changes, it is really something to help stimulate.
That's
the
very
appetite.
good option for those who lose their appetite, because this appetizer is sweet and sour and tangy. Yeah, I remember that when I was a child, me and my mother we made that in the kitchen, and I really like olives. I ate all of them during the process. Yeah, it was very funny.
So then the Zeytoon Parvardeh.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yes.
Going back to Zeytoon.
Zeytoon.
What is
That means olive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then your Zeytoon Parvardeh was missing the
Parvardeh.
Zeytoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna add chopped cilantro and mint.
So really nice fresh
Yeah.
flavors
So
here.
fresh, yeah.
Now I know that not everyone is a big fan of cilantro. We've had people in our class that are very outspoken about it, which is absolutely okay. But what can you use if you have cilantro or you don't like cilantro? What are some other fresh herbs that you would suggest?
Parsley.
Parsley, okay.
Chives.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just we need more flavor. In my hometown in Iran, we use another kind of spice that names golpar.
Gualpar?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we don't have here in Canada.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Even at some of the Persian grocery stores, they
Yeah.
wouldn't.
In Persian stores, yes, you
Oh, okay.
can find that.
Okay.
But in other stores, no.
They probably won't find
No.
Okay, so I know we were talking about it earlier. If you want to find some of these really nice sort of Persian ingredients, what are some stores you would suggest? I think we talked about, was Adonis might have?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. In the downtown, you can find that in the Arzan supermarket.
Arzan, okay.
That is a very good Persian supermarket.
Okay.
Or other Persian supermarket. But yeah, it doesn't matter you have gold power or not. You can use fresh herbs, a little bit of lemon juice.
So both the olives and the walnuts are adding some wonderful healthy fats, which is important and also part of looking at our cancer risk reduction types of diets. We want to move more towards the healthier fats, and olives are a great choice for that. So are the walnuts. The walnuts are also giving us some protein. And interestingly enough, the walnuts also, if we talk a lot about omega-3 fatty acids, and we talk about omega-3 fatty acids in fish and how it can be anti-inflammatory, but if you don't eat fish, walnuts is actually a good source of omega-3 fatty acids, so that's one way of getting it into.
Interesting. And also I'm going to add my pomegranate molasses.
And like we said, if you cannot have the pomegranate molasses, you can have a mix of lemon juice with the honey
and pomegranate juice.
Oh yeah,
if
but
you
if you
can't have
cannot,
pomegranate
yeah.
juice,
If
yeah.
you
Oh yeah,
cannot,
yeah. If you cannot, just honey and lemon juice. Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if you add even maybe like a touch of cranberry
Oh,
to that
yeah.
as well
Yeah.
to almost get that color.
Yeah.
you'll get that
That's
tartness
good. Yeah,
too,
exactly.
right? A little
Yeah,
bit. So if you can, maybe a little bit of
a
that.
little bit cranberry. Yeah. Would you please give me the olive oil?
Of
Yeah.
course.
And also black pepper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
chef.
you must work. Yes, chef.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good. I'm glad you said that.
The exact amount of the pomegranate molasses, I'm gonna add the olive oil, extra virgin olive oil.
So I see that you measure like Jeremy
Yeah,
measures.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Whereas the rest of us
yeah.
might measure with a teaspoon. Was that part of schooling as well?
No,
Yeah.
not maybe we shouldn't say that in case anyone's watching. No,
Oh.
but what I would say is what I love about this recipe too, and I think a lot of the recipes, like you mentioned, Shima, that you remember making this with your mom.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
doubt your mom was probably measuring it. I know when I was learning, when I was young, from my grandmother and my mom, no one was measuring these ingredients. And that's what I love about a recipe like this. It is very accessible. You can just sort of add and go and taste and then adjust as you need. We do have the measurements there for you as a guide, just so you can lean on it. But otherwise, it's a very easy recipe.
Yeah, that's so easy.
I'm just teasing. I'm just the same way. Same way in my family too. So yeah.
So I don't add any salt in there because olive concert already have lots of salts in there. So I avoid to add too much salt. I just add a little bit of black pepper. And that's it.
That's
so
it,
easy, and also that's so delicious.
Oh, it smells really good.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. In Persian, we use that as a side dish with kebab or fish. But like today, I'm gonna serve with a chunk of roasted bread. You can serve that just after you make that. But if you wanna give more flavor and come together, you can rest it overnight in the fridge.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm sure this would be great if you made like a bigger batch and then had it over the next few days in the fridge.
Yeah.
Right? Add
Exactly.
to, if it's grilled proteins or some bread or even like with a little bit of, as a simple mix. Okay, I'm probably butchering the recipe, but I would even imagine this with like some tuna on there, like a can of tuna on there,
Yeah.
right, to sort of mix it through. Would give it such a nice flavor.
I like that idea because if we go back to talking about taste changes or appetite changes, if we are able to store this in the fridge for a little bit, a couple of days,
I would say 3
2
to
to
4
days,
Yeah.
then putting on other foods, experimenting with other foods might give you that burst of flavor and some healthy nutrients. So that's a good thing to try.
Nice.
And it's easy, right?
Beautiful.
Any questions from the audience? From the
No,
virtual?
just someone typed in Zeytoon. Is that something Persian? Zeytoon?
I think
Okay.
Zeytoon is Persian.
Okay, and that sounds good. Any other questions? Yes, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
Well, because I find out when I buy walnuts, they kind of like, they didn't turn back, but they smell oily after a while. Is there a trick that to avoid that?
Yeah, so nuts, seeds, they have natural fats in them. At room temperature, over time, those fats will go rancid, and that's where they'll have that really pungent aroma. Walnuts, it happens a little bit quicker than some of your other seeds and nuts. I don't know if you have a trick as well, Shima, but for me, if I know I'm going to store it for a longer amount of time, I will put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. And I keep them in the freezer because they stay fresher a lot longer, and then I can easily add them to my dishes as I need. But that way, it sort of really minimizes the rate at which it would go spoil or go rancid. Yeah.
That looks awesome the way you presented it too.
Zooming in.
That's the other thing too. Sometimes when you don't have an appetite, you kind of go for that visual appeal. So the way you presented it looks beautiful.
I love it. Wonderful. Shima, again, the name of the recipe,
Zeytoon Parvardeh.
Zeytoon
Yeah.
Parvardeh. Thank you, Shima.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.